With only a few days left to sign up for our summer programs, I wanted to share with you the truth about the process of golf performance improvement. The very sad fact is that by the time most people come for help with their game, they have already experienced the downhill slide, and then the really out of control downhill tumble, and then cliff, and their performance just crashes. Usually they're dusting themselves off after bouncing off the bottom when they finally consider that they might need help. Or worse, the fall off the cliff was just too painful and they just give up. Or even worse, they quit when in reality they were only a few practice sessions away from a game-changing breakthrough that would catapult them to the next level. Now, they will profess that they are worse than they have ever been, even though that's not true. To that person, it absolutely feels that way. What we all want is the improvement curve to look like this. And if we do that, we can avoid the cliff and the inevitable crash. Well, good, okay, that's right. Then in order to take those steps, you must be willing to start with movement uphill, no matter how small or perhaps embarrassing that experience might be. And at least that's moving up and moving away from the cliff and that inevitable fall. So you must decide to take on the struggle uphill because the alternative makes everything worse. Yet in spite of its obvious difficulty, that makes the adventure toward excellence a far better solution. Or what if it isn't quite that awful? What if you feel like in your effort to improve that you're just stuck? What if for you it seems as if the gap between where you are and where you want to be is just too big to cross? Well, let me tell you something true and powerful. Every great player starts from a place where that gap feels like it is too massive to cover. No one is exempt. Everyone begins in a place that reflects weakness, a place that is the opposite of perfection, a place that does not provide a single ounce of confidence. Yet, in spite of being there, the ones that rise above the rest make a decision to begin anyway. And eventually, they become unstoppable because they accept the proposition that they can master whatever they are willing to face. Now, here's how you can do it. If your goal to reach a certain level feels overwhelming, then you must shrink it. You must make the goal small enough to be able to accomplish it. Not just a goal that you could do, but a goal that you would do. Then accomplish it and build on it by moving to the next micro goal. Again, this must be an action associated with a goal that you would do. For example, let's say your handicap is 25 and your goal is to be a 9. So you could honestly tell someone, I'm a single-digit handicap player, and be proud of your ability to play well. Well, at the moment, that might be taking on a dragon you don't have the tools and weapons to defeat, and therefore it paralyzes your willingness to even try. So instead, you might take on the goal of becoming a 20 handicap in the short run, while on the way eventually to becoming a single-digit handicap player. And to do that, you might need to set a goal of, let's say, being a better putter, so you can make just 5 more putts inside 4 feet than you normally do. And that would take you from a 25 to a 20. Okay, great, there's the goal. Then you take the action of starting from 2 feet because that's half of 4 feet, and that's a good idea. And you do that because you already know that missing 2 footers is not good and making them is good. And so you go out and you make 100 2-footers. Then after you make the 100 2-footers, you get a reward, a boost from a feeling of advancement toward and moving toward your goal of being a 20 handicapper. Right, now you have something to build on. Maybe next time you try 3-footers or do the 2-footers again and again until it becomes easier, eventually moving out to making 104 or even 5-footers. Because then the emotional kick from accomplishing a more difficult task is greater than the less difficult goal. And now you know you're gaining momentum, building that momentum into your quest toward the ultimate goal. You might say, no, man, that's just giving in and backing up to a beginner's level. But that's not giving up. It's a strategy of building little by little something great. Because in golf, and I suppose in life, long-term progress comes in small steps. I really want you to get this. Small is not small. Disciplined, intentional, tiny wins stacked on top of one another and repeated with real belief. You can't build confidence by waiting for the day to feel ready. You build it by moving forward, one shot at a time. You chip away at what's broken until it becomes a strength. You commit yourself to fixing what you can that day, and then tomorrow, you do it all over again. Let me give you an analogy, a story, and I love this story, it's a good story, with an important meaning. Imagine two people laying bricks. They're building the same wall, brick by brick. The first one thinks, this is hell. Just one brick after another. It's going to take 100,000 bricks to finish this, and it's going to take forever. I am so miserable. I am wasting my life away. What am I even doing? The second one is thinking something entirely different. He says, soon this is going to be the world's most magnificent cathedral. Both are doing the same task, placing bricks, but one is dying in misery, and the other is alive with the energy given by his motivating purpose. Why? Because the second has connected his effort to something bigger. Each brick is meaningful because it's a step toward a worthy goal. Same action, different perception. That's the power of a vision. That's the difference in what having a purpose makes. When you can link even the smallest act to a noble aim, your suffering becomes bearable, even meaningful. You transform your practice and your work into a contribution to achieve an even higher goal, to move towards something greater. Bricklaying into a cathedral. Your game into a force to be reckoned with, a game that you can be proud of. So I want you to ask yourself, are you just laying bricks or are you building a cathedral? That's what we want to guide you toward with our summer game improvement programs here at Terravita. We're not chasing perfection, we're chasing more clarity, more consistency, more belief in your own ability to improve. And all of that starts by taking action. Not talk, not comparison, action. Yes, it requires effort and discipline, yet that discipline isn't punishment. It's your lifeline. It rescues you from the chaos of golf's rabbit holes and gives you back control of your improvement and your game. Every swing with intention, every round with purpose, every rep with discipline is another brick in the foundation of your breakthrough. So, if today you aren't at your best and your game doesn't feel like you're even close to your best, good. That means you're ready to get started. Start small, aim high, and let's get better together. Join us this summer at Terravita. Your improvement starts now.